Behind us over there, we have the old logo of Generations. It's still going strong, 20 years on.
Stronger than ever. It's been a memorable journey over the past 20 years. And, you know, it amazes us that the series continues to grow in leaps and bounds to this day.
I remember when it would play, is it once a week or twice a week, I think. And now the demand has been such that it has to play 5 days a week with repeats and omnibus playing on the weekend. It's in demand.
It's heavily in demand, you know, the repeats, the omnibus, and across the 3 channels where it repeats. It amazes us in terms of the number of audiences it attracts. So, you know, normally we just focus on the number of viewers that it attracts on the 8 o'clock slot every day on SABC 1. But collectively, when we look at the repeats and the omnibuses, we just get amazed on a daily basis.
Yeah, in the industry, we all know Generations is the one to beat. So whenever you have anything playing at that time slot, the producers are always worried people are going to be watching Generations and not us. Tell me, how has it managed to evolve and stay current?
I think the key thing has always been, you know, telling the relevant stories and telling stories that resonates with our viewers. The creators and the different people who've worked on the series from SABC side as well have always made sure that, you know, this is one series that talks to the real South African stories. And I think, you know, the fact that it's been on SABC 1, which is essentially the biggest channel in the country, has gone a long way in ensuring that this, you know, it's a pioneering series that sets trends and from a storytelling perspective, continues to make waves to this day.
I know many of the actors and actresses that we saw in the opening are no longer with Generations, but you see the storyline and how progressive it is today. It's very risky as well. There are some taboos that are tackled on Generations. I mean, you have gay relationships, gay parents adopting a child or having a child. You also have stories of domestic abuse where the woman is the abuser. You have a lot of stories that are really real, but are very rare to see on TV.
Look, we're a youthful channel, and so we have to tell bold stories. We have to tell stories that would normally not be told, but we have to do it in a responsible manner. And that's the one thing that Generations does so well, that it tells what would normally be termed controversial stories, but it does so in a responsible manner that you as a viewer on the other side of the box would sit back and say, I relate to this story. It resonates with my world and my universe. That's the one thing that the series has done. And so, you know, from a channel perspective, that makes us happy to say we're able to challenge the norm and push the boundaries of storytelling, but still, you know, be safe and still be able to attract viewers on a daily basis and more than anything else, make an impact in their lives.
I think what's very important with what you just said is the responsible part, because while it is entertainment, you also have a message that you drive home. How does Generations partner with other stakeholders, be it government, be it private, public enterprises, to try and hone in a particular message for South Africans, not just to make them feel good and entertained, but also to make them think?
Look, research is key. And so inevitably, we, you know, in the course of our daily work, we have to talk to different stakeholders and different partners. And so government departments, different agencies that work in different aspects of society are key in making sure that the stories that we tell are actually the real stories, or they mirror as much of the real stories as possible. When it's all said and done, we live in a fictitious world as Generations. But a lot of what the stories that we tell have to mirror real life. And so government is important. You know, the private companies are important. And that's why, you know, product integration, storyline integration is key in our daily storytelling.
Let's talk about the characters now. Generations has made some big brands. You have Connie Ferguson, Sophie Ndaba. But what I like about it in particular is that you're raising a new crop of names and faces, that there is that opportunity for new players to come in. Because you look at some other soapies and you just have those that you have. And if that person leaves the soapie for whatever reason, it goes under. But Generations is constantly bringing up a new crop of actresses and actors.
You know, and it's our role as a public broadcaster more than anything else. We're there to unearth talent. And we all know that once you've been on Generations, then the sky is the limit for you. So we're proud that we've, you know, everybody who's been on Generations to this day are the biggest stars, and they've gone on to competitor broadcasters, and we continue to create new stars, and that for us is a humbling experience. That whatever we do just somehow always turns out to blossom and be bigger than we expect.
Listen, I'm still waiting for my big break on Generations. But 20 years, very successful. What does the next 20 years have in store for Generations?
For us, the biggest storytelling is what we drive. That notion of being the biggest storyteller and Mzansi's official storyteller as a channel. So Generations lives within the universe of SABC One. It's not an isolated brand that's out there. So as a channel, the next 20 years look bright for us. There are great things that we're planning ahead, and Generations continues to be a key pillar in those plans that we have. And so we're looking forward to the next 20 years of nothing else but absolute greatest storytelling. And
while we wrap, what does the 20-year celebration have in store for the viewers?
There's a huge reveal, something that they must look forward to tonight as they tune in at 8 o'clock. Something different that will happen on their screens with Generations, but they must just wait up until 8 o'clock. It's less than 12 hours from now. So
I can't take it. The suspense. I'm going to have to also wait until 8 o'clock to see the big reveal. Thank you so much for joining us, the acting head of SABC One, Sam Mpherwane. I'm also going to have to wait and see, and I can't take the suspense.